Well, the school year is over, and now we're reflecting on lessons learned. Hey, we're Chips and Salsa. I'm DeeDee.
I'm Ximena.
And in today's video, we're talking about what we learned in this school year. So much.
Yeah, we want to update you on what's going on, and we want to reflect on what happened and give you reviews about some of the books we chose.
But before we do that, if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel, because on this channel we have so many great encouraging videos, tips, and ideas that we love to share with you.
Yeah, and we want you to be a part of our community, so go ahead and follow us on social media at Chips and Salsa Ladies for daily encouragement and tips.
As we reflect on this school year, there are some lessons that I've learned. And I think number one is I love this curriculum that we use called History Revealed by Diana Waring. And I learned some stuff from her. And one of them was enjoy. Slow down, relax, and enjoy.
You can check out the way she has it set up on our card, because we did a full review on the curriculum, but we just love that it's such a relaxed approach, but yet we learned so much. I think probably more than I've ever learned.
Yeah, I love it's 9 units, and each month so 4 full weeks, you spend time on that unit, and she front loads like the reading part, but then there's just making skits, making food, making music in relation to that topic that we're studying in history. And then, of course, all the videos and movies that we watched to go along with the units was just so rich.
Yeah, it was great. So we're going to actually take that mentality, that thought process, and that kind of system into our next year. Even though we're not going to be doing Diana Waring's curriculum, we're going to be doing her approach, which I'm really excited about.
Yes. One thing, though, that I feel like I did drop the ball on a little bit was essays. So in her approach, she does have you writing essays or making presentations with research projects throughout. And I kind of let the kids do a few more slideshows than essays.
Yeah.
And then thinking, okay, I'll do a big essay at the end. And I've really got to front load it next year, because by this time of the year, they are not trying to research.
Well, and I feel like you're done too. I'm done. I don't want to go through a big essay.
Well,
right now.
That's the thing, right? If I do the big essay and push for it, it's not going to be that high quality because I don't have the drive to be on top of them.
Yeah, I'm the same. I feel like I did really well with essays with my daughter, who's in high school, but my son, I felt like I was like, he's in 7th grade,
Yeah.
And so I just let him kind of get a bunch of info, but his writing skills are really amazing, so I'm not worried about him. We did work on writing through the Write Shop curriculum, which we enjoyed, but we did very little of it.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be continuing that next year.
And then also in the Diana Waring's History Revealed curriculum, she includes tests for each unit. And so I really did not want the kids to approach the test like, oh, this test, dreading it and rushing through it. And so what I did at the very beginning, I said, okay, guys, it doesn't matter. Your grammar doesn't matter. Spelling doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But this is what I'm counting. Complete sentences. They have to start with the capital letter and end with punctuation, which is like really huge for one of my kids. It's like, that all sentences should start with a capital letter, right? Okay, so we're going to get that, and then we're going to follow directions. And if you do those things, even if your facts are wrong, you'll get 100%. You know that they did so good.
Yeah.
They gave me great answers. They followed the directions. They wrote complete sentences, and I was really happy. I feel like it just took the pressure off and made it a little bit more fun.
That's a good approach. I like that. I didn't do that, but maybe I should. Sure. Okay, next up are books. So we had chosen some books, read alouds and readers, and you can check out our video about that on the card. And of course, most of them are great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we did a pretty good job. It took us forever to research what videos we wanted to go along with our history. And there were a few faux pas. There were a few that were like, oh, okay, we got to stop this book.
Yeah. So if you did see our What We're Reading This Year video, or you want to check that out, we decided to scrap The Kitchen Boy and The Librarian of Auschwitz just because if we were watching a movie, like, it would be rated R.
Yeah, it was a little bit crazy, inappropriate. And also, one of the things that we look for in books is not that we're trying to shelter our kids from what really happened, because I think that's really important, is to not shelter them.
Yeah.
But that it has some sort of redemptive element to it, you know?
Yeah.
And these two books were just really dark, and we already knew what was going to happen to the Romanov family, and we knew what was going to happen in Auschwitz. So I didn't feel like there was any value in really continuing.
Yeah. I mean, and we did once we stopped probably maybe a little less than halfway through. So we had a lot of discussion about the book, the themes, and why we were deciding to stop the book. We didn't just say, oh, let's toss that.
Right.
So there was still value, I think, in it. But you're right. We're like, okay, are we going to continue to read this dark, depressing book? And we know already that everyone's going to die in the end.
Right, yeah. Yeah, so, and again, it really had to do with more of how the story was told, not so much the content, you know, because we're not afraid to expose our kids to the horrors of history, because we do think that it's really important to actually face these topics head on.
Yeah, although we did block out the F word.
That's funny. Well, another great success to our year was our co-op. Again, we did book club according to what we were reading aloud, and had some really great discussions. Again, you know, talked about some really deep topics and, you know, difficult things. But it's great. And then we love our poetry time. We do have a video about how we do tea and poetry. We always make it, you know, to be thematic. And we also talk about current events, which was really fun this year.
And it was a lot to talk about.
Yeah, a lot to talk about this year.
And then we have the music component, and Ximena walked us through the decades from the 20s all the way to the 90s. So pop music, current music, it was super fun. And if you don't already follow us on Instagram or Facebook, hey, you should check us out, because we did a little music video for each of those decades, and the kids did awesome.
Yeah, check it out.
And then art. And we realized, you know, the stuff that we're doing in co-op really is enriching our history and our history curriculum. So that was just really good.
Well, and that went with our relaxed approach, which before we would have been like, no, co-op is something extra, but you still got to do these assignments. And this time we said, no, you can count that song toward history, because we went deep into it. You know, it wasn't just like, oh, just sing a song. It actually really did expand our view of that, whatever was happening during that decade. So we decided to really make it count. And I think I'm forever changed. I don't know about you, but I feel so relaxed this year as a homeschool mom. I felt like I used to be so rigid, and I'm really enjoying it. Okay, so here's another failure for me.
A failure?
Yeah, PE.
Oh.
I did so bad with my kids. I mean, apart from yelling at them to go out and jump on the trampoline,
right,
there was really no plan. I tried, like, to get them to get up and exercise with me and do all this stuff, and it was just, I didn't try, like, enough.
Well, for the past couple of years, we've been taking the kids to a homeschool PE group that met once a week, and that was canceled because of COVID.
Yeah.
But they had virtual PE, which I never even clicked on those emails.
No.
I'm like, no. I'm not going to try to get my kids to do that.
Yeah, so hopefully that'll get better next year, because hopefully we'll get back to soccer. There'll be more structured classes, and we'll see.
Yeah. My kids stay pretty active. So
Yeah.
I didn't worry about that.
You guys are great at that. Well, another thing for me that kind of fell through the cracks was the cooking. It started off so well. We had this whole system where the kids cooked one full week, and they took turns, and then it just...
But you know what? You did it.
I know.
So the time that you did do it is valuable.
I know, and we want to do it. And actually, here's what's amazing. My daughter, right, fought me the whole time. I don't want to do this. This isn't for me. Why do I have to do this? And now she's like asking me, Mom, can you please give me cooking lessons? I just really think that I need to cook.
Aww.
So it took her, half a year to figure out that it was a good thing what we were doing. So
I
that's a success.
She has matured so much
Yes.
this year, like right before our eyes. It's really phenomenal.
Yeah, and veteran moms told me that was going to happen, and then it happened. So, I mean, I'll move right along to my next point, which is that she killed it with community college classes this year. And so she's got 4 classes under her belt already, and she's about to be a junior in high school, and she feels so accomplished, and she's done so well, and I'm so proud of her. So that just gave me confidence that she's ready to keep going with, in that path. I was always like, oh, I'm not sure. I don't want to like super pressure her. I don't want to, break her. And it didn't break her. It made her stronger and more mature. And so I'm going for it next year.
Yeah. Well, as we're sitting here reflecting on this school year, and, maybe there were a few things that we didn't do perfectly, but man, our high schoolers are doing great.
Yeah, it was a good school year.
And I'm sure we'll look back and say each year we reflected and said, man, we messed this up,
Right.
It wasn't everything that we hoped it would be, but they still learn and, are turning out great. So yay for homeschool.
Yeah, that's really the big moral of this story and of this video is that no matter what you do, the little bit that you do intentionally makes such a huge difference. So, pat yourself on the back, moms.
Yes.
You too.
And then another lesson learned was, mix in fun. And that is something that we keep saying.
Yeah.
And I feel like we did a good job this year.
I agree.
We just took days to go to the zoo because that was one of the only places that was open that we could go to because it's outdoors. And then we did some school together weeks that were really fun, just making a thematic week. Because this is going to be our history intensive or math intensive week. And getting together just made the schedule funner and different, and the kids really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I agree. And honestly, I don't know that we would have been able to do that if our schedules were packed with, like it was before COVID.
Yeah, that's true.
So I guess that is the blessing in the storm, is that we kind of were able to reorient our lives to what we want to do more of. And I think that was really cool. So
yeah, and we did more games.
We did
this year, and I don't know, we purposely wanted it to be fun because my third son is going into high school next year, and I knew that 8th grade, might be the last year that I homeschool him, and it's looking like he's going to go to private school with his brothers, and part of me is just like, but I'll do another video just talking about why we decided to send our sons to private school for high school. But I still have my daughter. I still have to look forward to homeschooling next year. So I want to put my all into it, even though it's going to be one. How do you homeschool just one kid?
I did it before. It's hard, but but it's also flexible and fun.
Yes. I see us just being like the, Batman and Robin all around town.
Yeah, exactly. You can go to coffee shops. You can do a bunch of stuff together. We used to do school in the car,
Yeah.
And it was fun because it's much easier to handle one. So,
yeah,
in that sense. And then with that, I will say that really, man, I don't think I've ever, more than this year, have realized how little time we have left with our kids. And so I've been really present. I've been really savoring each moment. That's one thing I can say that I've done well this year, because I just really want to enjoy my kids as much as I can. I know that this time is, every year is looking different already.
Yeah.
Which has been a hard adjustment for me. But I think that the time that we've spent with them has been time well spent. It's precious, and we'll never regret it.
No,
that's something that you'll never regret. So enjoy your kids, guys. Everybody says it, time goes by so fast, and enjoy your kids. And I know it's hard when you're in the thick of it with toddlers and diapers and screaming kids, but it goes by fast.
Yeah. Well, we hope that this video encouraged you to just look back and see the successes and learn from those lessons, learn from the things that happened this year, and keep on going. You can do it.
Yes, we have a great video about how to reflect on your year. Some tips that you could use just to kind of give you a gauge of how you're doing. And you can do this at the beginning, in the middle, and the end of the year. So check that video out.
Please share this video with your friends and give us a thumbs up. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.